Welcome to Most Awesome Facts. Today, AskReddit asks, non-drinkers of Reddit, what do you tell people when they ask, why don't you drink? It aggravates my disease. I have other reasons, but it's the one I most revert to because I don't want to. Usually doesn't cut it for whatever reason. I owned a liquor store. I've seen the worst aspects of alcoholism. People coming in still wearing the hospital gown. I worked at a liquor store when I was young. I can second this. We opened at 9 a.m. and every day the same homeless drunks would come in for their pints of booze at opening time. Our cashier would have the pints of cheap booze ready for them daily because they knew what was coming. Second story, same store. I rented a house across the street, a few houses in from the liquor store because I worked at the liquor store. Well, I'm working at the store for a few months and I realized my landlord, who lives in the upstairs unit of the duplex, is a regular at the liquor store. I quickly realized he was buying 1.75 liters of vodka every few days for himself. I'll never forget the time I last saw him alive. He walked into the liquor store for his usual 2 handles of Burnett's vodka. His skin was green, very deep yellow green. At that point in my life, I didn't know what cirrhosis was. I do now. Rip Pete. I had a guy come in fresh out of the hospital, proudly showed me the scar on his head from the brain aneurysm he survived, and then walk out with a 24 of beer in his hands. In 3 years working at a liquor store, I had 5 regulars die that I know of. Depressing. I hate telling people that I don't drink because then they ask that question. I usually tell people I don't feel like drinking right now. Not only do I not feel like drinking now, I don't feel like drinking ever again. The real answer is, when I start, I can't seem to stop. And health concerns. People get so defensive about why drinking alcohol is okay. I don't get it. Like, make your decisions and let me make mine. It's almost as if, by not drinking, you are telling them that they are lesser people. It's totally wrong, of course. I met my quota 15 years ago. I drank all of the alcohol I was allotted for life and probably some of your quota too, so I had to stop. Because none of you can stop me when I black out. That's what I tell people. I get punchy when I drink, so I don't drink. On medication, which is true, but the main reason is that I'm a complete control freak. Yeah, I can't do the medication, and so many people try to talk me into it. It's like, no thanks, I don't feel like dying today. The insistence people have when trying to get people to drink is creepy. This is the thing I've realized. I never drank, mostly family alcoholism as my excuse, but I finally tried weed for the first time recently. I'm 32, and it turns out I deeply dislike anything even slightly altering my perception of reality. I recognize that I have a bad tendency to be controlling and trying to ease up at work and in relationships, but I will not apologize for requiring that I always be in control of myself. I'm not quite old enough yet. I'm 30 plus. I'm 20 and I say this. I don't drink because I've known a few too many alcoholics to want to even try to get drunk. Everyone takes it as a challenge to make me drink more. Like, oh, we say it's okay, so get drunk, hun. No thanks. It makes my tummy hurt. They always roll their eyes, lol, but seriously, I will be up all night in serious pain and vomiting if I drink. Yeah, I just say that one drink makes me feel really sick. My grandmother and my brother are the same way, so we figure it's some kind of genetic intolerance thing. Worked at a liquor store for a year so far, and I've seen guys come in yellow, and they're back in a week after their hospitalization. I hate serving them, so I typically let a manager serve them because their idea is, well, they're going to get it somewhere else. Granted, these guys understand how serious their condition is, but they're also a small business that doesn't want to lose to competition. It's a weird, screwed up mess. I don't like it. Luckily, it's just something to get me by until I finish community college, but the owners are really good people and pay me way too much to do what I do, so I'll be there until I'm done with school. Casual drinkers know when the liquor store closes. Alcoholics know when it opens. Oh god, yeah. I worked in a liquor store in college and it turned me right off of the partying scene. Thinned the friend base out as well. Turns out I didn't miss them. The weathermen from all 3 major affiliate stations were a horrific sight without the makeup and spray-on tans. Pallid skin tone looked like walking corpses. The wrists and hands had this weird thinness and lack of motor skills and strength. Then there was the guy that drank half a gallon of vodka a day. He ended up dead. I'll have a drink every once in a while, but I actually tell people I don't know that I don't drink if offered a bar hopping opportunity. When they ask, I answer, why do you care? Alcohol is the only drug you have to justify not using. So true. I'm from Australia and we have a drinking culture that is very much ingrained into society, so I find people always berate me with questions. I no longer drink because I like drinking way too much. John Spencer's character in The West Wing said it best. I'm an alcoholic. I don't have one drink. I don't understand people who have one drink. I don't understand people who leave half a glass of wine on the table. I don't understand people who say they've had enough. How can you have enough of a feeling like this? How can you not want to feel like this longer? My brain works differently. Yep, last time it was just full disclosure, I'm not responsible enough to drink. Takes the edge off the whole alcoholism thing. Worked well. 2 years sober now. Right there with you. I got too drunk one night and walked home on a -5 Celsius night in just a shirt and nearly died of hypothermia. Quit the very next day. Turns out I was heading towards liver failure too, so probably just as well. It really depends on how annoyed I get at how nosy they're being. In descending order. I'm not a fan. I have a family history. They don't have enough booze in the bar for me. Wink, wink. And my favorite, the truth bomb. Because I'm an alcoholic, and if I start now, you won't see or hear from me again for at least 2 weeks. 1 is too many, and 12 is not enough. I'm not allowed to drink in this state. Not since the incident. Had an alcoholic parent. Turned me off drinking completely. Grew up being told the most brilliant man I could have ever met was my grandfather, and he died the year before I was born due to alcoholism. My parents had already cut ties with that part of the family for all kinds of alcohol and drug issues, cousins that couldn't stay out of jail for more than a month, etc. I tell people that my body doesn't process alcohol very well and could hospitalize me. Most don't press after that. In reality, I can only handle the equivalent of 1 beer before I start to feel uncomfortable and hot, and I've never really felt any kind of encouragement to push through that. And sometimes they usually go on to defend themselves. Oh, I don't drink that much. Like, I'm not trying to offend anyone, just trying to tell them why I choose not to drink. I tell them because my mommy said so. They can't go against the power of my mommy. I'm picturing a middle-aged man in sweatpants saying this. It interferes with the heroin. Oh, yeah, don't mix downers. I tell them that I'm allergic to alcohol. Whenever I drink, I break out in handcuffs. I use this one, but I break out in felonies. Simple. I tell them the truth. I don't want to. Cue 10 minutes of, but why? And because I don't. I quit drinking recently for health reasons. All my close friends already know and so wouldn't ask. But I've already decided that if anybody else asks why I don't drink, I'm going to tell them that I'm trying to get pregnant. Note. I'm a man. Take it a step further and tell them that you're already pregnant. Alcohol works really well at getting people pregnant. 2 of my 3 kids owe their existence to alcohol. You can get pregnant? My suicidal thoughts and hopeless feelings slowed way the crap down when I hit the gym one night instead of the pub like usual. Took months and months to finally walk past the pub and hit the gym every night. My life improved instantly in every single way. Used to neck 8 to 10 pints a night, now I bench 8 to 10 sets instead. Gym equals happy. Pub equals I want to die. Same here, I was suicidally depressed when I drank. Now I drink probably 2 or 3 times a year, and just 1 or 2 drinks then, and I feel fantastic. I'm excited about life, have great hobbies, and my emotional stability is a 180 from where it was when I used to party. I wish I had never started, but at least I figured it out eventually. What'd I say? I don't like the taste. What I mean, I don't like the taste, I can't spare the calories, I don't want to spend the money, I don't like the feeling of being buzzed or drunk or sick, I don't need an excuse to say/do stupid things, I'm doing just fine being stupid sober, I have an addictive personality, I'd rather be the driver, I have an extremely low tolerance anyway, but I like you, and you like alcohol. And I don't want to sound like a preachy asshat, so let's just leave it at me not liking the taste. This right here, even without being prone to addiction, some people just can't fathom the idea that I don't enjoy anything about alcohol. For me, it has nothing to do with addiction or even hangovers. It's just pointless poison I'd much rather use to power a combustion engine. If you want to really make people question their life choices, just say, no need. Because I'm an alcoholic and my life goes to when I drink. Asterisk, sober since June 7th, 2014, or July 6th, 2014. What I tell people, I don't see the appeal. What it actually is, but takes far too long to explain, and is usually too heavy for a night out. My mom is a recovering alcoholic. I'm far more like her than I care to admit, and I know that for whatever reason, it often runs in families. I also have an obsessive personality, so if I discover I like some alcoholic drink, the odds of me over-drinking it are high. Everything people says it does to you terrifies me. Reduce social inhibitions? No thanks. I like mine where they are. Reduce motor coordination? No thanks. My fine motor control is bad enough as it is. I can't say enough about how it doesn't appeal to me at all. And also, 9 times out of 10, Pepsi is cheaper. I'm Muslim. That does the trick and no one asks again. The part about drinking culture I don't get is if you're a recovering alcoholic and haven't had a drink in 5 years, you're deemed as a hero. But if you haven't drank your entire life, then you need to be forced to drink? Doesn't make sense. Or not to be trusted, according to some people, as if not consuming a particular type of beverage is some sort of character flaw. And that's the end of this AskReddit. What do you tell people when they ask you why you don't drink? Do you have an excuse for not drinking? Do you like alcohol? Do you not like alcohol? Let us know down below in the comments. Also, don't forget to hit the like button on this video. Please get subscribed and share this with your friends so that they can give their reasons for not drinking. Or you all can laugh at the people who don't drink together. Probably don't do that. This has been Most Amazing Facts, and we'll see you in the next video.